Good morning and thanks for tuning in to Northwest News. This week we'll take a look at a memorial held in honoring former Northwest President Dean Hubbard, a scholarly showcase, and more. You're watching Northwest News.
Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Northwest News, the show where we provide the latest coverage on the Northwest campus and in the Maryville community. I'm Wiley.
And I'm Skyler Stamps. Happening last week on the Northwest campus, Northwest held a memorial to honor the passing of a former Northwest president.
Northwest News reporter Anthony Martinez shares more on the memorial.
Earlier this week, Northwest Missouri State University hosted a celebration of life for former Northwest President Dean Hubbard. People came together at the Ron Husett Center to remember Dean Hubbard. In the theater, they showed a slideshow of Dean, showing his best moments with his family and friends throughout his lifetime. Dean recently passed on March 23rd of this year. He was the longest-serving president of Northwest from 1964 to 2009. This is Anthony Martinez reporting for Northwest News.
Our deepest condolences go out to Hubbard's family and friends. Hubbard was Northwest's longest-serving president from 1984 to 2009.
In lieu of flowers, the Hubbard family requests contributions go towards the Dean and Aletta Hubbard Scholarship at Northwest.
Also happening on the Northwest campus last week, the School of Health Science and Wellness held a scholarly showcase.
Northwest News reporter Zac Scott tells us more about the ongoing research in the school.
Northwest Missouri State's brightest minds gathered in the J.W. Jones Student Union to present their projects for attendees at the Celebration of Scholars event. Students and faculty from all majors of Northwest had class as well as personal projects like the role of unconscious stimuli to the drawing of graphs using Desmos projects that were all on display during the celebration. One of the standalone exhibitions that was down the hall from the ballroom was a vodcast about the life and work of Artemisia Gentileschi. The project was made by studio arts major Mary Jane Pithon, who gave her opinion on what it means to have your project shown at the Celebration of Scholars.
Definitely very nervous, but I'm actually very excited. It makes me feel scholarly, so that's really nice. I also think it's just exciting to be along with several other students that are having passion projects, and we finally, like as a whole, as a group, get to show them and present them to others who might take interest in it.
Director of Career Services Hannah Christian, one of the figureheads of making the event happen, was grateful to see how the event grew since the first Celebration of Scholars happened.
This event was originally created as an opportunity for students to give examples of the scholarship that they're doing on campus. And so it's a really exciting time for students to be able to come together and showcase all of the really exciting things that they're doing, whether it's research, they're showing a poster, they're giving a presentation, we have a video podcast that's pretty cool. It's just a great opportunity to see all the kinds of things that are happening around campus.
The Celebration of Scholars had presentations from 2 to 5 p.m. for each project, with all scholars gaining a crowd to showcase their work. This has been Zac Scott with Northwest News.
And a great job to the students who presented their research last week.
Looking ahead, we will take a look at an event held over in the Hughes Fieldhouse that hosted a simulated NFL Combine.
When we return, Northwest News reporter Reece Hill shares with us how this cat combine went alongside with how exercise is medicine. You're watching Northwest News.
Unlike other organizations on and around campus, here the students do it all.
KNWT is a student-run and student-produced television station.
To support this content, you can go to our YouTube channel at KNWT Channel 8.
And watch the latest shows or even enjoy blasts from the past.
Hey Tyrell, why don't you tell everyone what we do here?
But yeah, of course, because here are alternatives and options. We find uncommon solutions to common problems. For instance, did you know that tinfoil could be used as an alternative to batteries?
Our goal is to find the most effective, efficient, and affordable options for you.
Whether we're in the lab,
So how much do you really know about laundry detergent?
Or on the field.
We'll do our best
to give you the best
alternatives and options.
Thank you for sticking with us, and welcome back to Northwest News. Happening over at the Hughes Fieldhouse, Exercise is Medicine, the Applied Health Science Club, and Campus Rec hosted the CAT Combine.
Northwest News reporter Reece Hill tells us more about the opportunities the CAT Combine had for students to compete in.
A new event was held recently at the Fieldhouse, giving students the opportunity to get tested in many of the same areas as NFL draft hopefuls at the Draft Combine. Put together by the Applied Health Science Club's president, Trice Floyd, the CAT Combine included a 40-yard dash, vertical jump, broad jump, and L drill. Floyd says his inspiration for the event was to provide a unique way to promote exercise as medicine.
One of our biggest things that we're pushing is exercise is medicine on campus. Thinking about how exercise itself can be great for overall health rather than necessarily having to go to the doctor like, oh, you've got a headache. Like, hey, let's go out on a run to cure that headache, or let's go do some push-ups, or rather than take some Tylenol or take some medicine. But exercise is that medicine.
Although Floyd doesn't have a lot of time left at the university, he hopes the Applied Health Science Club will continue to hold the event.
I'd like to see it obviously get pretty big, because I think it's just how often does a college student that's not like an athlete or a student athlete, just like a regular student, how often do they get to come in here and see, hey, what's my vertical, or how fast can I run a 40-yard dash? How far can I broad jump? Like that type of stuff. So I think it's a really cool opportunity, and I hope that it can be a big thing for Northwest moving forward.
For the stories that matter to you, I'm Reece Hill, reporting for Northwest News.
Shout out to the organizations for hosting this event for students interested in competing and gaining more information on how exercise is medicine.
Exercise is Medicine on campus is a program that promotes physical activity as a vital sign of health. Their goal is to give students practical experiences in health science and wellness.
While most people would believe having one of the best fiction writers visit the Northwest campus to be a work of fiction, this event was all too real.
Northwest News reporter Micah Stolley went to discern fact from fiction.
The Visiting Writers Series held Amy Bender, a popular short story and novel fantasy writer. Bender has won many awards through her time as an author and is known for creating short stories with surreal plot and characters. The event consisted of Bender sharing a short story she wrote, which was then followed by her answering any questions people had about her work and the story she wrote. Members of the Northwest community were then able to ask any questions like overcoming some challenges in writing and what are her inspirations. The event acts as a way to build community among Northwest students while also allowing writers to learn from some of the best. Reporting for Northwest News, I'm Micah Stolley.
Looked like a great turnout from students and staff.
The Visiting Writers Series is designed to enrich Northwest's educational mission while promoting the values of community, civil discourse, and self-expression.
Coming up, we will check out some highlights from last week's edition of the Missourian with managing editor Hannah Claywell. You're watching Northwest News.
Here at Tower Yearbook, we are a dedicated staff of photographers, designers, copywriters, and practicum students.
Our staff is a student-led, student-run media outlet, producing a book with over 300 pages. Be sure to pop out at any of our portrait or distribution events.
So stay tuned to our social media to see what's up.
Tyrell, did you hear the news?
No, what's up, Noah?
Well, there's a new season of Nerd Central. No, man, there's so much new stuff.
Like what?
Well, Hero to Zero, Star Wars lore.
Oh, the Magical Mystery Music Tour and Reel and Beats? This is incredible.
Want to go check it out on YouTube?
You know I do.
That Reels and Beats pack sounds very interesting.
I just love the host of that one. That one's great.
Seems interesting.
Welcome back to Northwest News, the place where you can find news and whereabouts on what's happening in the Northwest and Maryville community. Thanks for sticking with us.
Last week, the Northwest Missourian included coverage about North Star Advocacy Center's 3rd annual fundraiser and a local high school robotics team headed to the World Championship. Managing editor of the Northwest Missourian, Hannah Claywell, tells us more.
Thanks, Skyler and Wiley. In this week's issue of the Missourian, we will take a sneak peek into North Star Advocacy Center's 3rd annual fundraiser and a local high school robotics team heading to the World Championship. Domestic violence affects millions every year, with 12 million people affected by intimate partner violence alone, according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. One Maryville organization is looking to support those survivors. Linda Matson, North Star Advocacy Center Executive Director, said she wanted to help those affected by domestic and sexual violence. This year, North Star Advocacy Center hosted its 3rd annual fundraiser on March 20th at Northwest Agricultural Learning Center. North Star Advocacy Center provides confidential services to anyone affected by sexual assault or domestic violence. It has a shelter for victims, their children, and their pets. Linda Matson says, "Our mission statement is empowering victims of domestic and sexual violence while trying to influence a culture change. We just try to take away any barriers that keep them in an unsafe place." She said the majority of money raised at the fundraiser went to victim expenses. The funds helped victims receive necessary items to get them back on their feet. Next, we take a look at a local high school robotics team heading to the World Championships. Out of 26 total teams, the final 2 teams to compete for a spot at the VEX Robotics World Championship were from the same robotics club. Maryville's A team and B team competed against each other during the final round at the VEX V5 Robotics Competition High School State Championship. The competition was the qualifier for World Championships and was held south of St. Louis at Mineral Area College. In the end, the A team rose victorious. It will advance to the VEX Robotics World Championship in Dallas May 6, in which the B team will attend the trip alongside. Philip Stone, the robotics club's advisor, said this was his first year with 2 competitive teams in the state competition. Philip Stone says, "It comes down to the final match. It's my 2 teams against each other. And you know, just the reaction of either winning or losing is a testament to how dedicated they are, whether or not it was absolute." The A team consists of seniors Raymond Zhao and John Little and juniors TJ Kane. The VEX Robotics World Championship will include 800 teams from around the world, including Germany, China, and Ireland. For more on these stories, or to read full versions of stories, be sure to read this week's issue of the Missourian. Now back to your Northwest News anchors, Skyler and Wiley.
Thank you, Hannah, and to the staff of the Northwest Missourian for providing us coverage on these stories.
Also, before we go, Northwest Missouri State University students, employees, alumni, and friends are invited to show their Bearcat pride while enjoying fun at the ballpark this baseball season when the Kansas City Royals host their MIAA night at the K.
Join the Northwest Alumni Association at Kauffman Stadium on Saturday, April 26th. to watch the Kansas City Royals take on the Houston Astros. First pitch is scheduled for 6:10 p.m.
Tickets are $37.50 per person, which includes a $1 donation to the Northwest Foundation. Seats will be located in the upper deck on the left side of the field. All tickets will be distributed electronically via the MLB Ballpark mobile app.
Parking must also be purchased in advance, and discounted parking is available to Northwest alumni and friends when purchasing game tickets.
Bearcat fans attending the game will also have a chance to receive a Northwest-themed bucket hat with their ticket purchase.
Well, I want a bucket hat.
Yeah.
For more information on the event, be sure to contact the Northwest Alumni Association at 660-562-1248 or via email at alumni@nwmissouri.edu.
Well, that's all the time we have for Northwest News. Be sure to go to the description below to rewatch certain sections of our show.
And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all of the latest news and updates. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to catch you here next week as we go live every Sunday at 11 a.m. This has been Northwest News. Thanks for watching.